Good afternoon, everyone who is listening on YouTube. How are you guys doing? I see that Jeff's in the room, and Mai, how are you both doing? Mai and Jeff.
Muted.
And muted. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, look, I'm awake, but barely.
Okay, mate. No worries. Well, we've got unemployment claims just out in the United States, and actually a better number than last time, better than previous. I'm just going to bring you that particular data. And let's see what that might.
How much weight do we put on these things at the moment, Ash? Is it a case of COVID, Trump, or let's say election, Trump, COVID, then the rest, or do we really have to take notice of these numbers still?
Yeah, do you know? I think that's a really good question, and I think they are valid for the period that they are posted for. Really, they're valid for the day, maybe. But no, when it comes down, so you're absolutely right. It's all about COVID. It's all about Trump, and I suppose first and foremost, it's all about the stimulus package. But better numbers are undoubtedly going to cheer the markets up somewhat, and they are better if we take away the forecast, because I don't really like looking at the forecast. Let's just have a look at the actual data here, and you can see that they have been steadily dropping, really, ever since April. Well, in fact, let's say ever since March, but April was the high, and ever since then they've been steadily dropping down. And if we look at the market and look for these numbers to suggest whether the market is probably going to push one way or the other for the day, then it would suggest that if it's in a buy zone, it would probably push higher. If it's in a sell zone, it probably doesn't go through it, to the upside. So let's see what that's given us. I still haven't got into this oil trade. You know what? It's where is it? It's about $20, not even actually. Point two, just above where I wanted to get in. 40.6 is mine, and 40.4 is where it came to. But I don't think I'm going to get triggered into this one, unfortunately. But that is the situation there. But let's have a look at the S&P and see how that's reacting. Not really reacting at all at this stage, but it doesn't really suggest that we're going to get a big move to the downside after those numbers. And this is the thing with those numbers. Sometimes they're positive reaction, sometimes it's negative. Now,
did I find a good thing, mind you? Remind me when you finish to show you that.
Oh, I don't know. Is it relevant to what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah. Show me, mate. Show me now. I was just going to comment on the fact that the reason that sometimes these numbers are positive and negative are really to do with federal action and stimulus again. So if it was if we were likely to if we were looking at weak unemployment at this stage, it could be good for the market because it would suggest further stimulus. But because of the stage because of the particular situation we're in, good numbers are actually going to be probably received a lot better. So I'm not looking for this to push the downside. But yeah, what were you going to share with us, mate?
Okay, it's the Fusion Markets calendar.
I don't know if
you've ever had a look at it.
No, I haven't. Where do we find this?
Well, just go to fusionmarkets.com.
Okay.
Probably. Well, no, that.
I'm pretty sure Paul was showing me this.
Well, I discovered it because Forex Factory's been down for the last few days.
That's right. It has. Yes, it has.
So I went to have a look at their economic calendar, and wow, I was absolutely surprised and very pleased by what I saw.
You have to log in first, do you?
No, you don't.
Okay. I am logged in anyway. Economic calendar. Let's have a look.
Yeah, have a look. Now, the interesting part about this is that looks entirely different to what I was looking at the other day, I've got to say.
Yeah, it actually looks different to the one I was shown as well, so I'm not sure why it's looking at this.
Fusionmarkets.com. I'll bring up my own, which is fusionmarkets.com/AU, which of course is Australian. Why can't I see it?
I mean, all the numbers are here.
This is ridiculous. Oh, here we are. Economic.
It's actually a bit more detailed, isn't it? We got Denmark, Norway, France.
That's not the cool thing. The really cool thing is it gives you historical data based on the market's reaction after the same release previously.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, so where do I find that price chart? Or
well, hang on, I'll share mine because mine's showing you different data.
Yeah, let's have a look.
So if you have a look here, right? See, it's a different chart to yours.
Yes. And you're not signed in?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. But if you go to, which one is it? Volatility, price chart. As to calendar now, I can't find the bloody thing. Where is it? Doesn't that make you squirm? Click on it, see what happens. Read more. Event chart, vol impact. Oh, now it's made a goose of me. I can't find it. But there is a button on here that actually shows you the reaction of the market last time that was released and historically. I think that's amazing.
That is brilliant. I mean, I've got, I'm not sure why my mind looks so different to yours.
I don't know either, and I don't know why I can't find this either. It's annoying me. Volatility, maybe that's it. Yeah, there you go. So 1 hour after the event, what they're saying, oh, you've got to unlock it here. Maybe you do have to be logged in. But I saw the actual numbers last time I was in here, and it said, plus 39 pips or plus 1% or whatever the case may be, as a result, 1 hour after the announcement was made. I think that's awesome.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
So anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that is available. I thought it was for free, but it looks like this one's locked. Historical impact, that's the one. And I think that's really important to have a look at that.
Yeah, I could do with
price change 1 hour after event. There were numbers there before, and I see now it's locked up. Maybe they only give me one look at it before, and then I've got to sign up. I don't know.
Yeah, give you it as a freebie and then reel you in.
But anyway, I just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah, that is well worth seeing. Hey, SF, how you doing, buddy? Now I wonder if...
And I have to keep saying that I've got absolutely no affiliation with Fusion Markets. I have to keep saying that because I don't. I'm just saying I think it's a very good thing that they do that. That's all. And if it's available for free, why not take it?
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, we don't know if it's available on other brokers. So we're just sort of saying that. Well, you're just saying that it's available on this broker, and it's actually a really good function. Yeah, I wish I could see it on mine, but I'm just going to check to see if they've got it on my other account. But can't see that. And I suppose you could see the reaction, and you could pick how. Oh gosh, I can't get into my account now. Yeah, I suppose you could pick how long after the time event it was going on.
5 minutes.
I can't get into my other account. No big deal.
Have you still got my chart?
Still got your chart?
Yeah, 5 minutes, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hours.
That's very cool. That's very cool. Well,
you can see the numbers there, but they're locked behind, so you've actually got to log in.
Yes. The S&P is actually it is moving. You know, it has had a fairly positive reaction. You know, we're now 10 minutes after, and the first bar was actually lower, but then we got a little reversal. So it does suggest that. I mean, I wouldn't be looking at a short today, regardless. I think the S&P may well struggle today. I don't know, but I wouldn't be looking at a short today in the S&P with that number. I mean, it's not. I suppose some of the issue is it's not an absolutely standout, hit it out the ballpark number. It's not nothing particularly great about it, but it does suggest that that going lower is less likely now this morning.
Crystal, look what they did to us. I'm not sure Crystal's in the room, but we were talking in the UK session about how we were wanting this to go back to the pivot so that we could find a short. Didn't give us the opportunity. That's Euro Yen. SH1T happens, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we are having a bit of a down day today, mate. Anyway,
as in the market's falling.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean the FTSE is still struggling at these levels. I mean, I'll show you a few things that. Oh, sorry, mate. You're showing us the Euro CAD here.
No, I'm just having a flick, mate. That's all.
Okay.
We're out of Euro CAD.
All right. Well, let's have a quick look around the grounds and see what the market is suggesting for the US session. And those numbers don't suggest we should be looking for downside, but still the charts is probably suggesting that we probably are. So technically speaking, we might just get a little push into this area to start the day, and then pushing down. That looks like the sorry, that's the daily. Yeah, I'd still go for that actually. 34.65 would be the area to go short if you're interested in the shorts. FTSE 100 has just had a terrible time of it, really. I mean, we did have a little reversal bar of the first 4 hours, and now it's held, and it is suggesting now that this probably will hold. And I guess because of those that data point that we've just had a release of, then the FTSE might just be able to get a bit more of a boost today and end up looking a little bit more healthy than it is. Interesting to see what happens tomorrow by the close of the week. Okay, yeah, you just had a little message from Crystal there, mate, so she is in the room. Let's have a look around the grounds at some of the others. Aussie dollar had a move to the upside. Now, I think the Aussie yen was the one of interest this morning because it was on a level of potential.
Aussie dollar, there's a little yeah, Crystal, what we were saying, we didn't get that little shoulder form, which was a shame. We wanted that to go back to the pivots, didn't do it. But as you say, it is going down as we thought it might. Mate, you were just talking about Aussie dollar.
Yeah, Aussie dollar. I think the euro pound is interesting because I think it goes higher from here, but I'm not willing to trade that because actually I think the short is probably on, but it is tempting. It is tempting. I have to say that
I know what you're saying. 4-hour chart on
euro
Aussie
pound.
Dollar.
Yeah, sorry. Euro pound. It looks tempting because we've got this horizontal line here, and you can see it's a little bit in a little bit more detail on the 4-hour. You can see there's a little bounce there. Looked like it was getting rejected. Looked like it held there, and we're through that particular price point with a really strong bar in relation to the last, to the prior 3 on the 4-hour chart there. So I would have thought that we would probably get a push back into this area at some point, and I did draw a trend line earlier on, which I'll put back in. And it looks like it's going to just coincide with that daily pivot. So that's the area to aim for. But the problem is we are counter trend trading, and it might be too dangerous. But when it comes down to the trade itself, it looks pretty good. Look at this decent hourly hold there as well. The last hour held pretty nicely. The 15's a little bit scruffy on the 15. We're not quite sure what's going on here. It looks like that this is the base point down here, and we made a high, came down, went below the base point, and now we're kind of like meandering around there. So no, that doesn't look too clean. But you can see that this lower trend line is the area that it's actually held here. So if this was a trade, then I suspect that looking at that lower trend line would be okay, and there's a potential 2-to-1 on offer there. You probably want to make sure you took out the whole position at the daily pivot. So it's a tempting trade, but I think just a little bit, not hugely, because I still think there's just a little bit of just possibly something to come out in the wash with the Brexit negotiations. I think there's a little bit left in the tank with a little bit of upside. So not hugely dangerous, but it does look a little bit maybe a little bit too cheeky to take. So I'm not going to go with that one. I'm just going to see if it can pop to the upside and see if there's a short on. Oil didn't.
It's actually a prick of a thing because if you have a look, well, I've got a range right on the 4-hour chart, which is pretty clear, and we've poked through the bottom of the range. We've come back into the range. And where your trend line is, where your horizontal level is, exactly where it is, right? That's the bottom of the range. So we've come back inside it and we've retested it, or we're currently retesting it. Yeah. That's a pretty clear false break for me. But how can you trade that? You can't.
Yeah, very difficult, isn't it, mate? Very, very difficult at this stage, and not something that I'd want to play. I'd much prefer to see just hear about negotiations are stalling again, and see if the euro can pick up against the pound, and then ultimately take the short in that. I'm still just a bit annoyed that I didn't manage to get my trade yesterday, but it's a similar situation yesterday I had with the euro as I've got with WTI or XTI this morning.
Yeah, because that one's like it's like Christmas with your drunk uncle, isn't it? You know it's going to happen. You know he's going to have stuff up, but you just can't put any money on it. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, do you know, I did actually have the order in, but it's same as things happen with WTI, where it hasn't XTI hasn't hit my price, and it's kind of suggesting that the daily pivot might be as high as it's going to go. The difference is that with the euro, when I missed it, that was it. There was no second bite. At least this one's kind of come up, refused, come up and refused. But when I tried to get into this euro yesterday, because my euro pound trade I was looking at this price point up here. I was there, I think, or maybe no, I think I was there. So I was just a little bit lower down here, and it came up to this point because this had already happened. Then I saw this coming up and I thought, okay, it's possible, but it did actually just reject this lower line instead and went. But yeah, I missed it by a matter of 8 points, mate, or 8 pips to the upside, and ever since then there was just no chance. It was it didn't come back again. It was gone at that time. So I didn't. I missed the opportunity on that one, and maybe the same thing happens with XTI. The difference with it, though, of course, is that the move to the downside in this one has been so broadly telegraphed that it is more frustrating. With XTI, I don't really know what is going to move the oil market. If I'm truthful, I just like the chart pattern. But when it comes down to the euro pound, it was purely a kind of I had a fundamental bias that if the UK get a deal, then it's likely to strengthen against the euro and all comers. So this one feels a bit more frustrating because I feel like I'm on much surer ground when I've got an understanding of what moves the currency pair. And I know right now, I don't know what might move it historically, but I know right now what is moving the euro versus the pound is Brexit. So you get a decent Brexit outcome, the pound will strengthen. You get a bad Brexit outcome, the pound will weaken and the euro will strengthen. So it's a fairly obvious trade, as saying it's a pretty broadly telegraphed opportunity. But it was a blink and you miss it situation. I wouldn't have got in up here, no way. But that's the only bar in this whole run to the downside. That was the only opportunity to get in, and it's frustrating for me that I just was too high with my order.
I was just having a look at how long that we have been in that trade. I think it's probably 3 weeks, maybe more.
And that's because it was on a longer term time frame, is it, mate?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was on a 4-hour chart. We sold at 91.51, which was back there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. This is the 6th week we've been in that trade. But we're now out. Amazing. I'm out, right?
You're out now, yeah.
Well, we took 3 lots of profit, so yep, that'll do.
Yeah, that will do. I mean, I think it's got a great chance of coming down to 88.76. But it's got to retrace a bit at least first. I suppose if we were trying to get back into this, Let's have a look at this actually.
Look, I'm with you. I still think there's downside, but I also think that at some stage we had to really take something off the table, which we've done,
Oh yeah,
and
I
now look
agree,
for
mate.
another opportunity.
I totally agree, and actually, I do think this is a bounce area. You know, if anything, if because this is the thing about the market, isn't it? It very rarely does what you expect it to do when you expect it to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
timing. Yeah.
yeah, you know, the timing aspect becomes difficult, which is why we take profit. If we were really confident that it was going to do exactly what we said at that time, why would you bother taking profit? You just leave it on the table and let it hit your level, and that be it. But here it looks like there should be a bounce. So if there is a bounce, then that's the time to get back in. And because you took profit at the lows, you've actually got a bit of a freebie on the table. So it makes complete sense to close that trade down. Complete
Yep.
sense.
Yeah. Look,
Um,
happy to close it and happy to look for another one.
yeah, yeah.
That's all
I think
good.
that's wise. I think that's wise.
Alan, you're right. If you were in the show on Tuesday, which I think you were, you would have heard Shukri explain his method of trading slingshot 2, for want of a better word. He nailed it again. Euro Aussie and pound US dollar.
Oh,
Two.
is
That
that
makes
something you
10.
can do a review of today, mate? I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing that.
That's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Can we do that in the US show again? A little review of that?
Yeah, we can have another look at that. Sure.
Um, I Yeah, because I don't know when it comes down to it, we are, you know, if we're going to be getting into anything, I suspect we're probably after some counter trend trades. It doesn't look to me like we are going to get any follow through today. Now there might be some upside in the FTSE. There might be some upside in the S&P. I haven't checked the Nasdaq.
Yes, Shukri, that's what I said. That's one of them. The other one was the pound, right? That did it again as well. So to my mind, that's 10 out of 10. Is that right? Oops, I did it again.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, good on you, Alan. Well done. Do as I do, not do as I say, not as I do, or vice versa, or something like that. Yeah, why not? Why not? The good part is we're seeing them, guys. That's the good
Yeah,
part.
no, it's fantastic. That's really good. So Nasdaq is in a buy zone as well, but it's also in a bit of a pattern here. So we'd have to break through this area really to get us moving to the upside. And the issue of this stimulus is just a bit of a hangover. You know, I think until that particular thing is sorted out, we don't really know what's going on. Looks like a falling wedge with the Nasdaq right now, which is actually bullish. But if it was to break down, it would probably break down pretty hard. The Dow is very, very similar. So all of these are showing pretty much the same pattern when we look at it. They all seem to be like looking at this kind of falling wedge scenario. The pattern on this might even be a little bit broader. It might be a bit of a channel actually. Looks like we're at the lower end of a channel on the Dow. Let's just see if that's the same. No, it's not the same on the Nasdaq. So the Dow is looking like that. Now let's just have a look at gold and silver before we shoot to the US show. Here we go. This is silver. Now silver, we were talking about this earlier, mate. About we weren't really sure where that trend line was on silver, and I think you had yours here, which still holds up. Looks like a potential retest of that level, but I wasn't sure if the trend line might be there instead. And I'm still not sure. And we both agreed that it was just not a trading environment that we could possibly take on. And I would stand by that. I just don't think we've got any clarity on gold and silver. I think gold and silver still look a little bit weak to me, and if they're going to be coming down, they're probably coming down from this particular level here. This trend line here probably is the area that it could do with breaking down. So still needs to break down that weekly pivot. It breaks down that weekly pivot, then I think we probably got a trade to the downside on silver. Whether we want to play it or not is the second question. And it's the same with gold. Gold breaks down on the to the downside on the to the weekly pivot. It would probably take out this this lower level here and give us a decent move to the downside. Not even sure how wide that pattern might end up being, but it could be. The measured move would be tricky because the lower line doesn't go anywhere near as far back as the upper line, and it would mean that we could actually be just looking at a trend line break rather than a pattern break. And what we might actually be doing is looking at a channel. And we're at the upper. We could be at the upper end of that channel, and if we get a trend line break here, if that's indicated properly, looks like if we get a trend line break here and retest that trend line break, then we looks like we could be coming to the lower end of the channel, which would be good, and that to me would all of a sudden become a really good buying opportunity. I would not want to be selling gold if it did, if it looks clean enough when it breaks here, I will sell it, but I will try and do a sell to buy, and then see what happens with that. Now, what does that look like on longer term time frames? That's the daily. The weekly leads us to there. The monthly, yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. That's pretty close to that monthly high there that we had to take out in December 2010. So somewhere between 18, looks to me like 1810 and 1830 is the buy zone for me with gold. It's not hugely attractive, if I'm completely frank, but I do think that this pandemic is going to wreak havoc when it comes down to inflation. So I'm going to be scaling into gold from 1810, and with silver, I would probably well, they unfortunately they don't match that well. But with silver, let's see if there's a channel here as well. Silver suggests here. Nothing there. Yeah, silver actually suggests this monthly zone here. So between 26, 20.6 and 21.30. There's there's the buy zone on silver, in my opinion. Might be 21.50. We might even look at this low one more time and hold there. And it's, to be honest, I'm struggling to know exactly where this channel is, because this could be a false break here. There's a little line there, could be a false break there. That sort of takes us into these lower levels here. But so it could be this low here, it could be this low here. But between 2070, let's say, and 2170, so it's about a dollar, a change in price, then I'm interested in that. So that's all I'm looking at right now, mate. Just kind of getting ready, and these are kind of going to go in the ideas column of the journal rather than anything else. I'm not going to be looking at anything to trade today, because I don't believe there is anything. I have got some trades in the market that have been there for quite a while. I do hold a bit of Cardano, and I think anybody that holds any cryptos right now is pretty pleased with their performance, because cryptos are probably the outperformer of the last couple of days. Completely unforeseen. I'm sure Shukri saw this coming, but I did not. I'm just literally with the likes of the cryptos, I'm just trading the fact that I believe it is the next the next potential currency that that becomes much more of a player within the worldwide market. Oh, you called Ethereum at 413 on Monday. Well done, mate. I wish I'd heard that. And look where it stopped. You're 2 out. That's amazing, mate. That is amazing. I'm just, you know, with this one, and it's another one of those things. You know, I seem to be doing this a lot, Geoff, where the price just isn't coming quite to where I want to get in. Maybe I'm being a little bit too either too cautious or too ambitious with my price points. I don't know. It just didn't come to where I needed it to. You know, I was just looking for a little bit lower level. But when I look at this
sorry,
low,
I've been talking to you for ages and you're not responding. That's because I've been
gosh,
muted.
you know what?
And that's what I said. Have you heard of stop order entries, mate?
Yes.
Right, there you go. I'm not going to say anymore.
Oh no, but I like the limit order. The limit order is my thing. Oh, I don't believe it. Now I'm doing a bit more analysis on this. I see the horizontal level was there, and there is a 38% retracement there. So that is the price, isn't it? 36.1. What a dog. What an idiot. Well, all I can do now is wait for the next wave. That's quite frustrating, I have to say.
We can talk about being idiots very shortly. But
we can talk for a long time.
the truth is we're out of time, so we've got to go.
Okay.
Because Maya's got to go and tend to the sheep or whatever she's got to do. I'm not sure what do you do, Maya, after the show on a Thursday?
Your show is actually the last show that I'll be handling for today.
Mm-hmm. So you go tend to the sheep, or what do you do?
I have to go to my other job,
Okay, busy
my
girl.
other part time. Yeah.
We better let you go then. Thank you very much for looking after us all the week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And we'll
Mike.
see you next week. Everyone else, those who won't be with us in the next hour or so, thank you very much for your company. And we'll, of course, be back here next Monday to do the UK session. And we will hopefully see you then. Have a wonderful weekend.